Welcome back to Almost Above Average. Last night I had the pleasure of interviewing Jay Bradley, the owner of the RoofNuts. I met him just on TikTok when I started my roofing company. I started following a bunch of roof-related things, obviously, and he kept coming across my feed with some really good content. And I liked his approach. I liked his how genuine he is in his comments or in his content. So I reached out to him a while ago and we started planning on starting a roofing podcast. I'm still going to go that direction, but this was just an interview. I wanted to hear his story and see what he's all about. So here we go with Jay Bradley. Well, Jay Bradley, welcome to the Almost Above Average podcast.
What's up, Chris? Appreciate it, man.
What's up, man? I'm grateful that we finally got to make this happen. It's been like, I don't know, I've known you for about a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a year in the making. Been a year in the making.
Well, shit, man, you're a busy man. I'm probably one of your biggest fans. I love your content. You make some really super dope content.
I appreciate it. I try real hard. I mean, if they don't know you, they can't flow you. So we try to get out there.
It's thoughtful. You're very thoughtful in your content, and your delivery is very genuine and very thought out. I really like it.
Yeah, hopefully, if I can help somebody out there, that's what we do it for. So
right, and that's the reason we're here today. You're such an open and nice guy, and wanted to hear your story. So you're Jay Bradley. Are you the owner of the RoofNuts?
Yeah, I started the RoofNuts almost a decade ago. So
dang, okay.
Yeah.
Game has changed, huh?
Oh, significantly. So that's that's what I'm doing now. Is I'm going out and preaching the setter closer model because I just think it's the future for companies. So we're on a big mission to do that. So,
well, I definitely want to talk more about that.
Yeah.
But before we get there, I want to talk about you. So where did you come from? Where did you grow up? And walk me through how you got into roofing.
Yeah. So we'll do, I guess, the short version. Cause I'm entirely too old to go over the entire version. So we'll cut it down to the short version.
We can save it for another time. Maybe when I meet you in person, we'll do it live.
Nice. So, so originally from Indiana, the Louisville, Kentucky, Southern Indiana area, Kentuckiana, where the Derby is. Most people know about where the Derby is.
Did you say Kentuckiana?
Yeah, Kentuckiana. That's what
it's
called.
Thing?
Okay. Yeah, Indiana, Kentucky, where Louisville, Kentucky is called Kentuckiana. So,
noted.
Grew up there. I was, grew up kind of lower middle class, maybe middle class. And, but I was super blessed to have parents that always believed in me and believed in, everything I ever did. And also they didn't really like paying babysitters. So my babysitter just happened to be the municipal golf course near me. And so I grew up playing golf and, I think golf taught me a lot about how to speak to other people, how to, respect your elders, how to, you might have a bad hole, but there's, 17 more to go. So, all the things. And so I turned out to be a really good golfer and went to the state championship when I was a freshman. And then ultimately ended up moving to Dallas, Texas to play year round because I was good enough to go play year round in high school. So my junior year, I moved to Waxahachie, Texas.
Okay.
Played in Waxahachie, won the district championship, was really good golfer. But
dang, Tiger.
Yeah, I was all right. I was pretty good. So I had a lot of golf scholarships and stuff, but I just really enjoyed teaching the game. Like if we were out and playing or practicing or anything like that, instead of me trying to get 2 or 3 strokes better, I was trying to help the person next to me get 10 or 15 strokes better. And that's just, I think, the nature that I got from my mom, and then the work ethic from my dad, and it was just a good combination from the both of them. And so, I ended up going to Mississippi State and Starkville, Mississippi. And
sounds like you're a really confident kid, and that sounds like it comes from your parents.
So maybe at home, confident. At school, not so much. I was the kid that was dyslexic and crooked teeth and fat kid and all those things. So the confidence definitely came from my parents when I was at the house. School wasn't the greatest thing in the world for me just because I was dyslexic. And back then they used to make you read out loud and people would think that you were dumb. They didn't realize you were dyslexic, right? So
yeah.
Hey man, I rode the short bus. So from the short bus to where we are now, you know what I mean? So
that's quite the story.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, they didn't know what dyslexic was back then. They didn't really understand. And, just took a long time, but, Yeah, I think that's part of it too, is that I think different than most people do. I'm a creative thinker. I think my way out of problems and whatever it may be. But I ended up going to Mississippi State. When I got there, I had to get a job and
On
got
a
a
golfing scholarship?
so I didn't get a scholarship. I had scholarships to go play, but I didn't enjoy playing. I went to Mississippi State because they had something called the Professional Golf Management Program, which was like they taught you how to be a pro at a golf course, to like run a golf
Oh,
course.
okay.
And so I went there, and that's what I was going to do. I was going to go teach. I didn't want to be Tiger Woods. I wanted to be Tiger Woods' instructor.
I gotcha.
And so that was my dream. I wanted to be a coach and an instructor and all that good stuff. And in turn, what happened was it turned out, I needed to go get a job. And so I went and got a job at a sub shop, and I did that for about 15 minutes and realized I did not like doing that. And so I started throwing parties, and I used to play a game called Risk. It's like a board game.
I remember.
Yeah, and so I play with the local police department, police officers, and things like that. And so because I did that, if I was at a party, they wouldn't necessarily shut that party down. And so I started using that for leverage. And
Yo, that'll be $50 for me to show up.
exactly, yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we started
Absolutely.
doing
You're an
it.
entrepreneur already. I could.
Yeah, started doing it that way slowly but surely, and then it turned into, like, if you wanted to throw a party in the town, if you want to throw a house party, like, come to me and talk to me first, and I can hook you up. And what I would do was I try to show value. I'm a contributor. That's what I do. And so instead of just leveraging, what I had, I would say, hey, look, you know what? Let me do this. Let me raise the money and the capital for the party as well. And, I'll supply the alcohol. I'll supply everything that's involved with the party. All I need you to do is get your burnt Nelly CD in the CD player downstairs, and
Yeah.
do that thing. So I tell everybody to put all their valuables away and all that good stuff, and I'd go get a keg of beer and usually 3 or 4 bottles of Jägermeister, and then I would go around and knock doors. And the apartment complex I lived at had 428 front doors, and I could literally just go knock doors.
Good
And
fucking training, dude.
yeah, it was crazy. So you're taking cash money from college students, right? I mean, it was really
Yeah.
the tough of the tough. Um, but what I had was yellow Solo cups, right? And
Okay.
so I was actually red Solo cups.
You you have value when you're at the door already.
Exactly. So I was selling red Solo cups, and if they ended up going to the party, the people that didn't give the money got yellow Solo cups, so the girls knew who supplied the alcohol and who didn't.
Oh, okay.
But on any given day, going and knocking doors for a weekend, yeah, I make $1,400, and I divvied that out between paying for the alcohol. I had to pay the people off at the front office.
Mm.
And then I usually gave like $250 or so to the people to, steam clean their carpet, because we needed to take care of the place. If not, we were going to
Yeah.
ruin it.
Thoughtful.
And so, yeah, absolutely. And so it got so big that we started affecting the local bar economy. And yeah. So,
Why don't you just form an LLC at that point?
yeah. So, Mississippi State, there's 20,000 kids there when I was going there. I think it's bigger now, but out of college students in Mississippi, about 10% go out. So you're looking at about a pool from anywhere from 1,900 to 2,400 kids on any given night that would go out. And so we threw a party called the Pimp the Hose Party, and all of us dressed up like 70s pimps with the big, we were walking around with 40 bags, all kinds of stuff.
Mm.
And we ended up having like 1,700 kids at this party, and it was
Damn.
just like stupid big. And I mean, nobody actually got the real numbers. I mean, it was a whole block party. It was huge.
Yeah.
But it was big enough that the bars were pretty upset about it. And so they were like, we're going to shut you down. And that was the very first time I learned this lesson number
How
one.
proud did you feel a lot of pride in that moment though?
I did. Yeah, it was huge, right? That they would even
Mhm.
talk to us or even recognize us was a big
Right.
deal. But lesson number one in this scenario, for everybody that's out there, if you're in
Let's go.
business at all or sales or anything, is he or she who has the leads has the power, right? And so in the bar business, the leads are physically the people, right?
Right.
They're the people, and we had the people, so we had the power. So they were trying to shut us down, and we were like, no, I mean, all the people would revolt. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they're already here with us.
exactly. And so
They chose that also.
Yes, 100%. Because it was outside the box thinking. It was something different.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, one thing led to another, and we finally ended up a buddy of ours bought a bar, and we helped him remodel it for the summer and made it ours. He really let us make it ours, and we turned it into Cheers. And we just, man, we blew it out of the water, and we did really well with it. I say me, it's myself and my business partner Blake, who's still my business partner to the day,
Nice.
today. And so we opened that place, we killed it, and just got in the bar business. And at the age of 20, I read The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and then followed that up by Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. And those two books changed my life. That was it. It was game over at that point. Like Rhonda
What are
Byrne
they again?
said,
I'm gonna read those.
yeah, Rhonda Byrne, it's The Secret that's on the Netflix, right? It's just that book. And
Oh, The Secret.
yeah,
I've read that book.
yes, it's so good. And it's just
Hmm.
whatever your thoughts are is what's going to come to fruition.
Right.
And my mom used to say that all the time.
My mom gave me that book.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think wise people learn that over time, that like literally your thoughts are what they are. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're both right, right?
Yep.
Henry Ford. And so at the end of the day, it was just like, what am I going to do? And then I listened to Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker, and I learned how to really mentally get prepared for business and get prepared for the struggles and get prepared for things. And so at the age of 20, I started telling people I was a crazy person that didn't come from money, that didn't have anything, that was literally just a bar back at a bar. But I would look you square in the eye and go, I'm going to open a nightclub one day. Like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open a nightclub. So my dream changed. And I
Mm.
think some people try to fight dream changes, but sometimes you just got to embrace it. Like, and so for me, I went from, I want to be Tiger Woods' coach. Well, it wasn't Tiger Woods back then, because Tiger Woods, I used to play with Tiger Woods. It was like, I want to be Jack Nicklaus's coach, whatever. Um, and it turned into, hey man, I want to open a nightclub. And people thought I was crazy. They always think you're crazy until you start getting lucky. And
And that luck gets consistent, and then it's all of a sudden you have respect now. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah,
All right.
100%. So you just go drive one direction, don't look left, don't look right, and just go one direction. And
That's my entire strategy right now.
yeah, super blessed that, at the age of 27, Blake and I and my fiance Kim, we opened a 10,000 square foot nightclub band venue called
Nice.
Cowbells. And
Dream check.
yeah, and we did it. And it was literally like whatever I put my mind to, I can go do. And that solidified it from that day forward, that no matter what if I can, if it is to be, is up to me first off. And then secondly, if I can think and I can do it. And
Mm.
right, wrong, or indifferent, or struggle, not struggle, I still live to that
That's
creed
wisdom
today.
right there. Those are bars.
So we're on, we're on the journey now to go get the jet. You know what I mean? Like, now I want to go get a jet. And so people look at me like I'm crazy and all that stuff. But at some point in time in my mid 50s, I promise I'm going to be sitting on that jet, and we're going to enjoy every minute that we have that jet. And so it's just one of those deals that, just decided to do that. And so we opened the Cowbells, and we did it for a decade. Man, I was 27. From 27 to 36, I was rocking and rolling, man. It was the greatest thing ever. I was a DJ too. I DJ'd for,
Yeah, you were. What
yeah,
was your DJ name?
yeah, DJ Bizzle. Yeah.
Bizzle.
So actually, let me rewind. So I started out as DJ Fat, right?
Fact?
Fat, like
Oh,
PHAT, pretty hot and
okay.
tempting. So I used to be pretty hot and tempting, which was PHAT, and then we I DJ'd for an opener for Snoop Dogg one night in the
Nice.
club. And Snoop Dogg used to always come because his grandmother lived really close to our club.
Hmm.
And so in February, her birthday was in February, same as Kim's. Snoop Dogg would always come on Kim's birthday to the
Oh, that's
club
awesome.
and play.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and so one of our one, and that was Rick, my business partner. That was his club, not mine. I should probably make that. That was where I worked before we opened Cowbells. So
Okay.
Rick was our partner in the one we opened though. But Kim, you know, ultimately what happened from that was somebody said, "Hey, way to go, Bizzle," or whatever, and it just stuck. And so they started calling me Bizzle from then on out. So
I
um,
like it.
I was a DJ for Mississippi State Athletics. I was the HOA president. I'm leading all this up to like what happened when my mom got sick, right?
Mm.
2014, mom gets sick, and I'm 100% mama's boy. And So
Mm.
moved to Gulf Shores, Alabama. I had overextended myself with the bar. I literally moved to Alabama to Gulf Shores with like 30 grand in my pocket. I sold everything I had. Kim came with me, and didn't know what I was gonna do. And I had a vision and I didn't do it, and now I regret it to this day, called the Pickle Cow, and I'm still gonna open it at some point in time. The Pickle Cow will be in existence.
Tell me about the pickle cow.
Yeah, so the Pickle Cow was gonna be just a fast service restaurant that was gonna cover as like a Five Guys, but really in the back end of this, it was gonna be the greatest pickle shop there ever was, and
Ooh.
we were gonna have craft pickles. I don't know if you've
Okay.
ever like had a nice slider. Like we were gonna sell sliders in 4 packs and it was gonna come with different pickles on each one of the sliders because a pickle can change the dynamic of the
You're right.
sandwich.
You're right. And a
And so
flavored pickle, definitely, yeah.
yeah, so on the walls was gonna be pickled cows everywhere, and people are like, what does that mean? I don't understand. And so I start showing pictures. And if you've ever seen a cow with his head stuck in a chair, or a cow that's like high centered on a fence, or like a
Mhm.
cow that's stuck on the stairs, those cows are in a pickle, right?
You certainly are.
Yeah. So that was going to be the scenario, what it looked like on the walls and all
Okay.
that good stuff. So that was the
Well, they're in a
pickle
pickle,
cow.
right?
Yeah,
Th
they're in a pickle.
you might find yourself having to explain it a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
So
with that.
usually, I had renderings and all kind of stuff. Like when people walked in, they were gonna have these pickled cows that was like it was as soon as you walked in, you looked straight, and all you saw was the rear view mirror and a cow looking in the rear view mirror with cop lights behind him, like a cow getting pulled
Yes.
over. He was in a pickle. So, so
Cows and pickles are different situations that they're
yeah,
all in a pickle. That's what they all have in common.
yeah.
You could
So
hide something else on the wall and pay somebody, like, give a bonus for it when they find it and just move it every other day.
so
I see that happening.
Yeah. So we just, so didn't do that. I took the easy route, right? I took a job. Somebody they had known of me and knew about me and knew I was moving down there. They knew about Cowbells, which was the name of the bar.
Mhm.
And we had the top 10 steak in Mississippi for several years running. And so they thought that, hiring me to run their restaurant was a good idea. And it turned out to be a really good idea for them, not so much for me. Turns out I
Mm.
do not work well with others.
Oh, shit,
And
Jay.
yeah, so not in that capacity. They're very analytical, and I am the opposite of analytical. So um,
Yeah. You're a
so
teacher.
I am. I'm very much a teacher, and so did that though. I did that for 8 months, and we turned that place around. I mean, we definitely Kim probably most of the credit goes to her, but her and I really turned that place around and we made it into something, made it profitable again. It wasn't profitable for 4 years prior to us getting there. And in 8 months, we turned it around where it was profitable. Um, but just it wasn't hitting right. And the owner and I didn't get along. And so, had to get out of there. And I didn't know what to do. We had a bunch of job offers. And so, you're sitting there looking at $100,000 being like, dude, there's the easy route right there. Like they're just dangling the carrot over your head. And I knew I needed to feel some pain because every time I've ever had a come up in my life, it's always come from some moment of pain. And my mom was sick at
Thanks for
this
saying
point,
that.
but she wasn't like super bad, right? She
Yeah.
wasn't like way off yet. And so I needed to feel pain. So I told Kim, I sat her down. I said, do you mind going back to bartending for few months? I don't know how long this is going to take. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, I need to feel pain again. And she's like, I don't understand what you're saying. And I had met this guy at the bar, and he was the Sears appliance store general manager slash owner operator guy.
Mhm.
And he just so happened to have appliance, not repair, but a appliance mover. Somebody that like when somebody goes in and buys a dishwasher, like a delivery person.
Yeah, grunt.
Yeah. So I went from being the DJ at Mississippi State Athletics, the guy that
Now
owned the
you're
biggest,
hauling in dishwashers and stoves,
yeah, and now
couches.
I'm the guy that uh, took the $9 an hour job to go do that. But I knew something about myself that I needed a reset. I
Yeah.
needed a complete reset. So did that for about 2 weeks. It wasn't too
Mm.
long. $9 an hour. It was like, yeah. but I think it got me back into some type of reality that I needed a really big reality check. And I knew
Yeah.
that about myself. Not everybody needs that, but I needed that at the moment. And my dad thought it was a great idea at the time too to buy this RV. And turns out we were calling around everywhere and couldn't find anybody to wash the RV. And being a serial entrepreneur that I am, I started Aqua Squad RV and
Yeah,
detail.
you did.
Yeah,
I
oh,
was
no.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
I started squat washing RVs.
Yeah. So
What's
we
it
were like,
called?
let's go. So yeah, we started Aqua Squad and we started washing
August.
RVs and we started putting all kinds of stuff together. And what happens during in Gulf Shores, the snowbirds from Minnesota and all north come down and they got salt on their rigs and they can't wash their own rigs because they're all elderly and whatever else. And so for us, it was like, all right, let's roll. And we started washing rigs. We got the big equipment and all this stuff, and we did really well from September to middle of February. Um,
Yeah, I bet you guys crushed it and stayed busy the whole time.
we did. I mean, gross revenues for an RV detailing deal, we were doing like $7,500 weeks. I mean, almost $10,000
Ew.
weeks. I mean, it's
How old were
crazy.
you? Or that's in your 30s?
Yeah, I was like 37, 38, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Nice.
So,
That's really good.
yeah, we were killing. I had a team of 5 guys and gals, and we were just out there rocking and rolling. And then March came, and with March came a bunch of flat bellies, and so that kind of ruined everything because the flat bellies can get on their own roofs and they can wash their own rigs, and they didn't have to hire somebody to wash their rigs.
What
Or
what's a flat belly?
yeah, skinny people.
Oh, skinny people.
Yeah,
Okay.
young people like you that could get on your own roof and actually do your own thing. Flat
I
belly.
got some I'm
So,
still working on it, man. I was a big when I was young, I was a bigger kid. I was the last one at football, like
yeah.
doing laps, like I was the slowest, and I'm taking revenge on myself now.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I need to trick my idiot into doing that. So ultimately, uh, I I didn't want to lay people off because I just felt so bad about the situation that they were in, and so I thought, well, if I can keep them in business, because I feel like I could sell enough to keep my team, but I needed some way to supplement my income,
Yeah.
and um, and I saw an Indeed ad for an insurance claim specialist, 1099, eat what you kill, and I was like,
Mm,
let's go. And so I answered that Indeed ad, and I had been in sales my whole life. I've always done sales. But when I got there, I thought it was insurance sales personally. I thought that was like insurance sales, we were going to be able to sell homeowners
like, now you
insurance
gotta
and
fight insurance companies, man.
yeah. So I got there and they were like, it's roofing sales. And I was like, oh, shoot. Oh, man, I hate to waste y'all's time, man. I'm out. I'll see y'all later. Cause I was 50
Oh,
pounds
shit.
heavier than I am right now. Like, there wasn't a ladder in the world that would do anything to hold me up.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, how am I going to do this? Like, stack up scaffolding every time I show up to somebody's house? Like, how am I
Drone,
going to do this?
baby, get a drone.
Oh, man. Well, we didn't have drones back then. There wasn't
Oh,
anything,
yeah,
there
that's
was
right.
no drones back then. So, now that's how we do it now, right? But,
Yep.
so, so I answered that Indeed ad and we're sitting there talking, doing whatever. And the guy was like, yeah, he's like, dang, that sucks, man. He's like, our average sales rep makes like 150 a year. And I was like, who is it? And he's like, that guy you just met. And I was like, that dude makes 150 a year. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, if that dude can make 150 a year, I can figure this out. I was like, what do I got to do? And they're like, man, you just go look for bad roofs. When you see a bad roof, see if we can inspect it. And then if it looks like it qualifies, we'll file a claim and get them a roof. And all I heard was free roof and money. And so, so
Yeah.
I just started going and knocking doors. I just started going hard. And,
I
yeah,
feel so close to that story.
yeah, I just got right into it, man. I just, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so I just went out there. I wasn't trying to fight for my life. I was trying to fight for the life of Aqua Squad at the time.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
um,
You had a lot of people on your shoulders.
I did. And I didn't, here's the thing. It's so
That's
funny.
tough.
I train people all the time about hiring and recruiting and training people in this industry. And everybody thinks it's the person. They're like, well, I can't run into the right people, or I don't have the right people, or I can't find the right people, or I can't hire the right people. If you try to hire the right people, you're going to do the wrong thing for a really long time. If you just create the right opportunity for people's timing to be the right time for them to be on your team, then you're doing the right thing.
Tell me
That's
what that means.
so, you got to create the opportunity. So you have to describe what the job is. What is the actual opportunity? So if somebody gets in front of you, what is the actual thing that they have to do to make money? You have to go get leads. You got to go get jobs. You got to go
Yep.
find a way to get deals. I'm not going to hand you leads. If you just walked in off the street, the craziest thing in the world is like, I have a call center and I know people that are hiring people today that will take my leads that we just got today and send a brand new person to go run them to see how they do. Like, you just spent $200 on a lead and send a brand new person to go see how they do.
Are they bigger companies though?
No, some of them are, some of them are. It just depends. It just,
Man.
you
Yeah.
know, that's not the way to do it. And so, you know, I have people qualify. I want them to get 20 leads in 14 days. You know, if you get me on 20 roofs in 14 days, then we'll start showing you how to actually be a roof salesperson. But if you can't get 20 leads in 14 days, not only do you not need to be trying to do this, you don't even need to be in this business. Like, this is it,
Oh shit.
because you need to go be a freaking welder or a chef or a cook or own your own restaurant or go start a candle store. But if you can't get 20 leads in 14 days, you don't need to be in this industry, period. And so too many people try to string people along thinking that they're going to do something when in all actuality, they're not, right? They're just not going to.
Yeah.
They're never going to do it. So it's your job to create the opportunity, which is 20 leads in 14 days, help them as much as possible. But then at the end of that 14 days, chances are, first of all, they're going to quit. They're not going to stick around.
Yeah.
But you've created the opportunity to show them, here's how you can do it. And then it's up to timing and God or the universe or whatever you want to believe in. Like, to
You gotta almost find someone that's desperate is what I think.
nobody
I
will
was
go
desperate.
knocking doors if they're like hunky dory having a good life. They're not
No,
like,
you can't make yourself go do it.
no, no.
You
Unless
have to
you're,
be desperate, like, yo, my whole family is gonna suffer if I don't go knock on these damn doors today.
I mean, my pain was like, here's my pain. I never want to go back to the sub shop. So I had to go knock doors when I was in college. I
Mm,
never, whenever I was doing this first, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to let anybody go. I didn't want to have to look at anybody in the face right before spring break and tell them their mommy or daddy didn't have a job. And then also, I needed to get 25 leads in a week. So that way, because what we ended up doing was they called me downspout daddy. So I would go knock the doors. I would set an appointment up for our inspector to come by, and then I would come back and share the results with the homeowner. So I had a ton of attrition because it's a 3-touch, too many, right?
oh,
So I had a lot of
yeah.
attrition, right? So out of 25 leads, we would inspect 15 or 17, and out of those 15 or 17, I might talk to 8 or 12, right? And so I
And
would,
then you're only getting a third of that commission or something like that, right?
yeah. And so I'm shrinking everything down. Well, they were giving me full boat commission. I was getting a good commission because I told them, they said, as long as you got 25 a week, we'll pay for the inspector. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. Now, now back then I used to eat Culver's ice cream. I don't know if you ever seen a Culver's ice cream, but
Mm,
like Culver's is custard. It's like this just magical thing in a bowl, right?
sounds delicious.
Oh, it's fantastic. And
Oh,
so all the time, whenever I was like, when I would go wash a rig and we would get done for the day, I would celebrate with Culver's ice cream and I'd have a
mm,
scoop and I'd just be the fat, happy kid. And so the one thing that I knew, the thing I know about myself is if I want to accomplish anything, I have to find the small steps of victories along the way to get to a bigger point. And so from my perspective, it's like, how do I go about this? I know I need to get 25 leads. How can I reward myself? Well, I reward myself by saying I'm not going to get Culver's till I get 25
there you go.
leads, right? And then when I got 25 leads, I got 3 scoops, not just one, right? So that was
Hmm.
because everybody has it. Everybody has an idiot on one shoulder and an icon on the other. That's it,
Yeah.
right? And the icon's always wanting to take over the world, and the idiot, or at least if you're like me, and the idiot's always like, dude, but we could like go down to the beach and listen to Jimmy Buffett play guitar, all the things, you know what I mean? Like anything but work is what the idiot's always saying, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, or making excuses like, oh, it's everybody else's fault. It's not just
Yeah.
me, all the things. And so, and so I had to find a way to trick the idiot. And so I started that week.
The idiot.
And literally when I train now, I have this 10-week roadmap of like what I didn't even understand I was doing, but I was perfecting something that they could never take away, which was really becoming, and I mean, look, there's a difference between cocky and confident. Like, I don't think I'm the best in the world at knocking doors for roofing, but I don't think anybody's better than I am, you
Oh
know,
shit.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a difference. And it's like, I don't think anybody is, I don't think, but that's the way you have to be, right? Because it's got to be like, you got to know that you got to go
Yeah,
out
it's
there
in
and know that
moments
you're
of my
hard.
strongest almost cockiness that I do the best. So
Yes.
getting yourself to always have that mindset becomes a thing for me,
Yeah.
to try to
So
stay in that.
I have this 10-week thing that shows, like, it's like the first week I had to get like 8 on Saturday. Then the second week I got it on Friday. And then the third week I had to get 9 on Saturday. Then the fourth week I had to get like 4
What?
on Friday, just to get the 25. And then you
Yeah.
see the slow progression. But then in the last 2 weeks, in week number 9 and 10, I got 25 leads by Tuesday night. And
Man.
I just perfected something over time. I just tricked the idiot. And I took that and started
It
training
was
people
like
how to do
force
it.
yourself
So,
through the pain, wasn't it?
yeah, exactly. And and now I will tell you that I had been in sales for a long time and I'd been in network marketing. So, like, a lot of psychology and a lot of things that go into door knocking are very much like network marketing and all those things. So, and
Yeah.
I obviously knocked doors in college and, you know, I used to knock doors all the time, whatever. I was never scared to talk to anybody. So I mean, I had a lot of I was starting at a different point than what most people were starting at. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But now I believe anybody can do it. But no matter what, like, everybody tries to hire the perfect person, and I promise you, the 9 times out of 10, the perfect one ain't the one. It's the one that looks like they're just a little off. That's the best one ever because they got their back against the wall, and the only thing they can do is push their way out of it. And
You're
you
right.
just got to
You're
give them the
totally right.
opportunity to do so. And so, today that's what I do is I go try to help companies by structuring them and putting them together and really showing them how to provide an opportunity for people to then put themselves inside of and tell whether they're going to make it or not instead of pushing a bunch of dead bears up trees.
That's a good slogan.
Yeah,
That should be the name of the podcast, Dead Bears Up Trees.
man, it happens in the roofing industry way more than you'll ever know.
Yeah, it's a tough business, man.
It,
But I'm just starting out,
yeah,
and I've learned a lot, and I'm learning a lot every time. There's this new thing the insurance companies are doing that I haven't experienced before. There's like this third-party auditor of the final check that needs to see all the claim documents, all this other stuff, even after the insurance has already cut the check because they've already received the COC. Now it's going to this third party. This has happened twice to me now.
they're just
I haven't
holding the
heard of that.
money for longer.
Huh? They're just
There's
making it
money,
longer.
huh?
They're just making it longer.
Yeah, I'm really getting into financing. I've really been working on everybody with financing. Like, I think if you got to finance, you got to at least try to finance 30% of your jobs, or you're never gonna make it.
Yeah.
It's just taking too long now. When I first got into this, man, they would cut you the check at the house, at the adjuster meeting. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, man, here you go. Here's a check." I'd have an
Yeah.
ACV check taken into the freaking, into the house, and now you just don't have that anymore. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah. It's like they're doing everything they can
Yeah,
to put smaller companies out of business, and that's what they do.
yeah,
But
100%. And so the small guy's got to figure out how to get big really fast, and
yeah.
that's what we try to do. I took a company this year that did 800,000 last year, and we're doing about 6 million with them this year.
Damn.
So but it's just very targeted opportunities. They had some money in the bank, so I mean that helped out. They saved really well and did the things, but you know, there's a there's just things to spend money on, things not to spend money on. Unfortunately, in the roofing industry, there's too many get rich quick type ideas. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. That was my initial idea, but I made the classic mistake. Like I thought the money was gonna keep coming in.
Yeah.
I didn't keep going. And I was like, all right.
I see
So I had
people
to
in their first 3 years like spend money on websites. It's like,
yeah.
just get on Wix and build your own damn website and call it a day. Like, what are we talking about? Why would you spend $4,000 on a website when your acquisition cost is $400 and you could have got 10 roofs with it? Like,
Oh yeah.
why would we do that?
No shit, man. It's hard
So,
out here for a pimp.
yeah, I mean, there's levels to it though, and I think that's the thing is the mistakes that I see are the things that I can probably hopefully help other people with, and the mistakes that I've personally made too, right? You know what I mean? Like there's stuff that I did that hindsight, social media, social media is good organically. You start paying for ads and start doing stuff like that, it changes everything. LSA, unless you got money, it's pretty tough. Um, you know, I don't know, just going out and hitting doors, man. That's really the true way to do it. Really, right now, if you're under 3 million and you just gotta knock. You gotta knock it
You
out.
just gotta knock.
Just gotta go knock. That's it.
You heard it
Set a
here from
goal.
Jay Bradley. Get out there and knock on the
Just
doors.
go
All
knock the
right.
doors, man.
Everybody that knocks doors is like, fuck, I want to stop knocking doors. How do I do
Like
that?
there is no magic pill. There is no magic
No.
pill. Here's the magic pill. This is the funny thing. Like if you and we do, RoofNuts is a full blown marketing company. Like we do cold calling, we do door knocking, we do social media, we'll help with the website, we'll help with SEOs, we do mailers, we do all that stuff. But even I'm such a bad business owner that sometimes when a young entrepreneur calls me and they're like, "Man, I think we should spend like 14,000 on or 4,000 on, social media." And I'm like, "No, I don't think we should. No,
That's probably not a good idea,
I
bro.
think you should probably take your old lady out for a really nice steak dinner and then go knock doors for the next 2 weeks is what you should do."
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, there is no, you're not gonna like, if anything, maybe buy a 10 pack of leads, from me for telemarketing, or at least you got something there. At least there's a storm date. At least they have some qualifying criteria, something like that. But
Do you think, is it disclosed if they've have a claim open already with another company or anything like that? Is it asked?
yeah, we asked that if they have a contract with another contractor. Yeah.
Okay. That's always good to know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's the hard part. So whenever you're doing LSA or you're doing social or something like that, usually you're the third or fourth guy there because they're trying to get bids.
Yeah.
And so that's the tough part. Whenever you're cold calling or door knocking, which by the way, like 85% of claims in the United States start with a cold call or a door knock. So that stuff, everybody's like, well, door knocking's dead. It's going away. Like, no, it's not. Like these homeowners have no idea that they would qualify for a roof anyway. Like,
That's true. I mean, I
yeah,
still knock doors, you know?
like I want everybody else to quit knocking doors so we can keep knocking doors. Like, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. That's the model that you're going around that you're teaching currently?
Oh yeah, we're going heavy into door knocking. Everybody else is going to go AI. We are going the opposite. Because
Oh my God. Okay.
I
You're
was
going the
here with
opposite way.
Google. I was here with Google. Everybody's like, Google's taking over. Nobody's ever going to knock a door. And I was like, double down. Like,
Oh man. Okay.
and Google has not taken over door knocking, nor is AI ever going to take over door knocking. You can't do it.
Yeah. You
There's just
offer
no
a ton
way.
of service. What other services you got, Jay Bradley?
Yeah, I mean, just doing marketing and then the coaching. I do setter closer model. I'm launching school this year, so that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. It's fun for me because I get to do the coaching stuff, the stuff that I actually left a professional golf career to go actually do, which is help people to a
Yeah.
fault a little bit. I'm probably more of a people pleaser that I should be, but I really, really enjoy seeing the companies grow. It's so much fun to see them like prosper and do really well. And even though I don't get a percentage of them whenever they sell, like it's still fun to see them. I've had a couple exit for the multiple 8 figures. So it's
Dang.
fun to see their families' lives change though.
That's all I want to do in this life. I want to build a $10 million roofing company.
Let's
That
build
is
it.
my goal.
What's it look like? What's tomorrow look like for a $10 million? What'd you do last year? What are you going to do this year? What's your plan? Let's build it right now.
That is my problem.
So what would be, and this is good. This might be good for people that are out there, right? So
Uh-huh.
what's your first, if you want to go 10 million, let's say you did 500,000 last year. I don't know how much you did. Let's just say you did 500,000 last year, right?
Okay.
And let's say that you have $2,500 in the bank. Okay. All right. What is the number one thing that you would do today to grow your business with $2,500? And the
In my
wrong
real
answer is
life today,
probably, yeah,
if that was happening right now,
yeah.
I would put it on my card and be like, "Yo, run those ads that we were talking about." I talked to like 9 different lead generation companies last week and landed on one that he's giving me a 2-week trial for free. And I had a fiasco with my card and my son, and I had to cancel it and get one here. So it took an extra like 2 weeks. So this has been just a nightmare right now. And then
So,
I got a huh?
so question, are they coming to you to shoot videos?
No.
Are they going to run social media ads on all platforms?
Right now, they're gonna start with Facebook first and prove themselves is what they say. And then they'll move it to other platforms.
What's the pitch?
20 a month for 1,300.
What's the pitch for you? What are they going to say? What is your hook?
The 2-week free.
I'm saying for
But it
your roofing company.
huh?
What's so this is the question you should ask them. Great. I'd love to do business with you. What's the hook for my roofing company? What would you use as the hook for my roofing company, right?
Man, we did set all that up. We set it up on Meta together, and we went through a bunch of that stuff. I can't recall it offhand right now. We did set some of that stuff up, I remember. I don't know if Hook seems like it was in there though.
So what was I'm trying to break this down so that way you can tell whether it was a good person or not to go.
Oh
Do
shit.
do you actively have financing right now?
Mm.
No.
What do you mean? Money in the bank?
No, financing like where you can finance a customer.
No,
How long have you been in business?
since April.
Okay. So you're not going to have a finance partner, right? Here's what we've noticed that if you offer financing on Meta, you can get about $46 leads, maybe $47 leads. If you're just a roofing company, you're going to get probably somewhere around $90 leads, somewhere around in there. However,
If
those leads are not going to be as convertible as you offering financing. You have to be in business for a year and a half to 2 years before you can even start financing. So, because of that, knowing the background of it, if I was your marketing company, I would say, let's ixnay Facebook. I don't want Facebook. What am I going to do? I'm going to spend how much? So you're going to spend 2 grand for their services, right? And then you're going to spend another 2 grand probably in advertising.
yeah, I think it's like 13 and 1,500 on ad spend.
So let's just say 1,500. So now we're in this for 4 grand because we're paying 2,500 to them, 1,500. So we're in 4 grand, right?
Mm.
So if it landed you,
1,300 to them.
okay, 1,300 to them, and then let's just say
25, 20,
1,200.
about, yeah, 1,700 to Google or ad spend maybe.
So let's just say you're all in for what, 3 grand then?
Yes.
Okay. So you're all in for 3 grand, right? And it landed you what, 2 or 3 roofs?
It better be more than that.
Right. I, I, do you know what the average acquisition on Meta is in Raleigh?
No.
It's about 1350.
Mm.
So what you're spending on one, now you might get lucky. You might get 3 roofs out of it. You might
Well,
get 4 roofs out
I
of it.
mean, I am in the Raleigh area, but I chose Chapel Hill. I don't know if that matters much.
I think usually it's about 6.5 dozen other. Now, if you get a Charlotte, it's like freaking 1,500, depending on who it is and what the pitch is. But I mean, it starts to get more expensive. It's just like LSA or whatever else. Now, if you were in Boone, different story, right? Now you might get a conversion for 700 or something.
Hmm.
So it just depends on where you are. But
Okay.
understanding what your position, right? Here's what I would have done, being your marketing help. I would say let's ixnay Meta for right now because we're not really sure what that looks like. Let's build a door knocking team. Do you knock doors? Have you knocked doors?
Yeah.
Are you good at it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would personally, so for every application, if done correctly on Indeed, it costs about $4. That means we can talk to 1,000 people, right?
And put an ad on, like a roofing ad on Indeed.
Just put an app, just put a, not a, yeah, just an ad for like entry level sales or a salesperson to,
Oh, to recruit.
yeah. And
Okay.
since I'm assuming one man band right now, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you just throw a dude in your truck.
I've been trying to get that dude together, and I've given away a couple shirts, taken a couple guys and door knocking with me, and it didn't go well. And my thought process is this, like, it was very hard, like you said, and like I experienced as well. And maybe that's what it takes. Is there a way to motivate someone in this industry, maybe hourly somehow,
Mm-mm,
and step him up, or maybe give him a part of
mm,
it
mm,
to make sure he'll go knock on a door,
mm.
you know?
Nope. Nope. Not gonna. No.
You
All
got
right.
to
Right.
walk him around and make sure
Do you,
first.
do you have somewhere where you could type this or write this or something? Here's what I want
We're
you to write
recording
down.
this. Huh?
Everybody write this down. Okay.
Here we go.
100
Bars.
applications equals 30 show ups equals 15 people get started equals 1 point or 2 will graduate the program. So for every 100 applicants you have, you invite all 100 of them to come have coffee with you at Starbucks, right? Okay. 30 will show up for the interview. You do a presentation on your computer, just a pitch, just like you would a homeowner for a roof. You're going to go through a presentation. I'll share one with you after this. You go through that presentation. You give them an offer, right? They say yes, no, whatever. 15 of those 30 will say yes and get started. Out of those 15, you're going to average 7.4 leads out of every person that gets started. Okay. So 7.4 leads means that some of them get to 20, some of them get to 2, some of them have 0, some of them get to 12, but 7.4 out of those 15 that get started, right? Which is over 100 leads that you will generate out of this from people that are physically knocking doors where you tell them to, and you get to point at the roofs that they're going to go knock. Plus, you get their 6. And in network marketing, what does their 6 mean? That means their aunt, their uncle, their cousin, their brother, their sister, if they're from there. Who do you know? What neighborhood do you live in? Do you remember the storm? Do you remember if anybody in your neighborhood doesn't have a roof? All those things. So now we just took that $400 that it took us to get those 100 people to fill out the application. We put in a little more time. Absolutely, we put in more time. But if it's scheduled properly, we can do it, right? And then and you can even do Zooms if you want to, whatever. I personally like people in person because I want to feel them.
Got to
And
get
then
him some
from
shirts,
there,
I imagine, right?
what's that?
Got to get him some shirts.
No, I don't.
No, you got to earn your shirt here.
We call it a jersey. My buddy Reggie Brock calls it a jersey. You got to earn the
Okay.
jersey. After 10, you get a hat. After 20, you get a jersey,
Okay.
right? We're going to pay them. At 10, they get 500. At 20, they get 1,000. And then they get a little graduation poster. And then you're going to help them close their next 5 deals, which will be their deals.
So those are flat rates. They got to get 10, 500.
Yeah.
20, 1,000.
Yeah.
And then what's the standard after that?
And then after that, we're going to pay them off a gross commission. I don't care what it is. We're paying them gross. This whole profit split stuff, all that's got to go because there's too much time. And then what we're going to do is pay them a percentage of the check when it comes in. So let's just say that we're going to pay them 10%.
Thank you all for tuning into the Almost Above Average. I hope you enjoyed this episode with Jay Bradley. I will leave all of his contact stuff in the show notes for his social media and his website so you can get a hold of him for any roof-related needs. And keep an eye out for the RoofNuts podcast coming soon, where we are going to do deep dives on all roof-related things to try to help roofing business owners get a leg up in this industry. So hit subscribe and let's go.